Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata Podcast. This is episode number 157 on the Pranzata Podcast. We have a returning guest today. This is the most frequented guest on this podcast. This is New Jersey-based comedian Ricky Ramesses.
Hey, hi, welcome. Well, thanks for the welcome back.
Yep, I'm excited. Not only is Ricky back, but I'm back because I have taken a 2-month hiatus on this podcast. Long story short, I had a surgery, nothing crazy. I had a deviated septum corrected. And I know you're going to ask a million questions about that because that's how your brain works.
Yeah.
I also just want to let the listeners know that during the 2 months that I took off from the podcast, I did a lot of reflecting on how I want to do this podcast going forward. And before, I was editing them heavily to make them higher production. But going forward, I'm not going to be editing the angles anymore. It's going to just be a straight on angle like this. I apologize for the people who are bored by that, but the reason for that is
fuck them.
Reflecting, I realized that because I am a one-woman show right now, while this podcast did grow over the past couple of years, it's still a small podcast. I don't have an assistant. So if I'm going to be me and be a musician and be a working woman paying my bills, I can't be editing the angles if I want this podcast to be consistent. So that's what I wanted to explain to you. But before we get into all that,
that's why I stopped my shit, to be honest.
And actually, as a one-woman show, I need to turn my levels up for a second here. Okay. All right. So couple things I want to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about with you. First of all, I have a question about your glasses. I don't know if I've asked you this before, but why do you wear glasses every time you perform?
Yeah, I think you have.
Have I asked you that before?
Yeah,
I think it was like though? Maybe, it was off camera.
I think it was maybe the very first time I came. Because realistically, it started. I was doing rap before this, and when I would perform, like when I would rap, that's just cool rapper shit. Like you just have it like glasses are part of your shit. Not every rapper does it, but if there's a performing profession where somebody's going to wear sunglasses, you would think rapper, maybe rock and roll or some shit like that. But that couple it with like I just like the way they look on me. And I like the fact that people can't see my eyes, because a lot of times, you know, I don't know a lot of times I'll say shit, like even on this podcast, like we'll go in a conversation and I'll say some wild shit. I say shit that I don't mean, like on stage sometimes. Like a lot of my comedy comes from a real place, but a lot of it is, what's the word I'm looking for? When you make something extra, like you just do extra, like, it's like exaggerated. Yeah. A lot of it is exaggerated for funny shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but sometimes, like I see people sometimes when they're up there and they might say something that's not really all the way true about what they think on something or whatever, their eyes tell, and it just gives off a nervous type of thing. Sometimes people are subconscious and don't even realize that they look nervous when they're about to say something that's like left or some shit like that. So if you can't see that, you just believe what I'm saying and, oh shit, this nigga's crazy. And
so like while you're thinking like, is this shit gonna offend people, it hides that questioning. Like they just hear you say the thing. Yeah. It's more effective. Yeah. Do you feel naked without them now on stage? Like, would you ever be able to perform without them?
Yeah, I like you've been to, I've done open mics without them and shit like that. Like I've done a couple shows without them. I don't feel naked without them. It's just one of those things where like I was up in Jersey City last Thursday at Pet Shop, and I was talking to Gordon Biggerbone.
Sounds really familiar. Yeah, but really bad with names.
He's doing his thing in this comedy scene. And
wait, is he in Philly? Is he Philly based?
Nah, he's up north. He's Jersey City, like North Jersey.
Okay.
But I was talking to him and I was telling him like I was actually thinking about kind of losing the glasses for performances and shit, and I felt like it was just one of those things where like, and I used to always perform like with a cup. I used to always have a chalice.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I feel like I'm about to bring it back, but like it's been a couple. I think I haven't used it since 2023.
Yeah.
And the reason why I stopped that is because I didn't want to feel gimmicky. So I didn't want to be known as the comedian nigga with the cup. Like, I wanted you to know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And then then it was just like, I was telling him, I was like, I don't want to really be known as the nigga with the glasses. Like, I want to be, you know. And he just looked at me and was like, bro, you're fucking funny. They're already you. There's no reason to get rid of them shits. And I was just like, I was
gonna say I agree. I don't think because when I think of other comedians who wore a hat or wore glasses, people might say that because they don't remember their name. Like, they might be like, oh, what's the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But fair enough. Yeah,
but
yeah.
a lot of the times it's just to pull.
That's what's funny though. You just pointed out something that completely changed because I'm like, I don't want to be known as the nigga with the glasses. But if somebody's describing me and they don't remember my name, it's like, yo, man, you don't remember the nigga with the sunglasses? And oh yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like a helper because there's so many good comedians that I know that I'm like, oh, unless they're like somebody I really like I'm a huge Mark Norman fan, et cetera, like that. But if there's certain comedians that I'm like, oh, they were really good, but I can't remember their name. I only saw them one time. If I was like, it's the lady with the hat, the red hat, I could just Google her, lady with red hat, and she'll come up. If I just Googled funny black comedian, like, there'll be a lot that comes up.
But see, that's funny because not the hat. Like, I don't worry about the hat. Is just
I was just like
an accessory thing. I don't worry. Everybody wears hats. I ain't tripping on the hat, but it's just a lot of more times than none. Actually, I think it's never happened to where I'm on a show and somebody else is wearing sunglasses too. I think maybe it might happen when it's just like a wild ass show and then one of the comedians is fucked up, and then maybe it might have happened. But as far as like just doing comedy and regular shows, I'm always the only one with them on. So it's a cool thing to be remembered by. I would just be getting in my head sometimes about, like, I want motherfuckers to. It's almost like when women, they're like, you know, I know some comedian women who purposely dress fucked up. So it's like, you hear my jokes instead of looking at my body. Like, it's one of those things to where it's like, I don't want you to be concentrating on why I got my sunglasses on the whole time. I want you to be listening to what I'm saying, but I've also been told by enough people that they don't throw off anything. People just see them, and that's just what it is.
What do you think about that? To take a side tangent there, do you think it could be, and it doesn't have to be a woman, it could be a man too, but do you think a comedian being attractive, whether it's a man or a woman, is a distraction from the jokes, or do you think that's bullshit?
I think that's bullshit. I honestly feel like, and I only say it about women because I've only heard women say that.
Yeah.
I feel like if bitch go up there and she's funny, she's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I actually am on the opposite side of that, where it's like, I say it all the time, I wish there was a way that I could sleep my way to the top.
I think I remember you saying that.
Like, there are comedian women that I see on these shorts and all these reels and shit, and they are fucking dressed fire, and they are funny, but realistically, man, I ain't gonna say this is Hollywood, but in show business, attraction helps. Yeah. So you trying to make yourself purposely unattractive so that people can notice your talent is just a little dumb to me, because you could use both of them. Now, being attractive isn't a talent. That's just something you're born with, but it can be used to
pull people in to notice your talent. Exactly.
The first thing somebody sees, where everybody's shallow. A human is shallow, and the first thing people see is you. You're the attraction. However you look, is what people notice. Then the other shit.
So I was gonna say, when we were starting the podcast, when I was like doing my hair, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I actually got somebody messaged me on Instagram, a listener of the podcast, and they were very sincere. They wrote a long message, and I recognized their name in the comment section. They leave regular comments and stuff on the podcast.
Was it racist one?
No, we'll get to that. He wrote me a note saying that he feels because sometimes I would show cleavage in my videos, and he said he felt uncomfortable about the way I dressed, and he said that he says, listen, you dress beautifully. It's very sexy, but it really distracts. As a listener, I want to let you know that it really distracts your greater message. And when you dress like that, I have a hard time focusing on your message, but I actually really like your podcast and I really like your personality. So I think you should cover up more. So that was his feedback. And I thought about it and I took it seriously for a second. I was like, shit. I was like, maybe he's right. Because to your point about what you were just saying, there were times where I was like, maybe I should put a sexy photo of me in a thumbnail to gather attention. And I have had times where I thought, but maybe that's me being inauthentic. But then I had a further thought, and I was like, but I actually like dressing sexy. That's part of who I am. So if I happen to be a woman,
can you show me this motherfucker when we're done?
Yeah,
can you show me this?
I'll show you
this
later.
fucking. What do they call those dudes? Incest or incels or some shit?
We've actually talked about this before.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro.
We had a whole side conversation about that. You were like, incels. Is that something in the prison? Because it has the word cell in it.
Who the fuck comment?
So incel means involuntarily celibate. But anyways,
I can't say what I want to say because this is your podcast. But
say whatever you want.
He sounds like a fag. What the fuck? Like who says?
Do you know what I think? I think he unfollowed me because I kept dressing.
How long ago was this?
Which, by the way, I didn't purposely cover up today because I was trying to like obey the request, but I don't really think I even dressed that slutty.
No, but see, here's the thing, and we talked about this shit before too. I don't know if you do it with every other guy, I guess. When I come up here, you always try to do your little conservative but still nice thing. And then when it's you by yourself or when it's you and another bitch up here, you do have them things out. And I'm like, why the fuck she don't ever wear shirts like that? Now listen, we've known each other for at least since 2021, right? Yeah. So we have obviously friend zoned each other. Yeah. That's one thing that I cannot understand about women, right? I know my arrogance is high, but I feel like y'all arrogance are the highest.
It's not.
Listen to why though. Because even after the friend zone, whether you friend zone him or he friend zones you or y'all mutually do it, it's still like, all right, there's this comedian, and I'm not gonna say her name because she's not all that funny. No, I'm just fucking around. But there's this comedian chick who
is she a bigger name in New York City or is she a more local?
Nah, she's okay. At Jersey Shore, but she she invited me. What the fuck happened? We were going somewhere. I think it was not this summer that just passed, but like the summer before. Yeah. And I think we had just met, and like we had just met earlier in the year, and then it was summertime. But by that time, we had kind of already figured that we just had like a platonic, flirty thing. Yeah. Like that's just what it was. Like it's just one of those things where we say a bunch of shit to each other, but we know neither one of us is making it. If something happened to where we were alone, maybe, but we know neither one of us is actively trying to get the other one alone. And what's up? You want to hang out? So one day I'm like, why don't we go to the nude beach? And she's like, the nude beach, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, why do you want to go to the nude beach? And I'm just like, because I like the nude beach and you like the beach. You said you never been, so fuck it. And she was like, man, you ain't about to see me naked. And I'm like, why, bitch? We done already friend zoned each other. Like, when it happens, point, like,
that's why? That's a bit much.
Why do?
No, that's crazy. Okay, I was on your ride with you until you hit that point. I agree with her. That would be crazy.
But
just
why,
because
though?
You friend zoned each other doesn't mean.
Do you go? Okay, if I was a woman.
Yeah.
Like not you, maybe that's not your thing.
I don't think I want to see my female friends naked.
All right, so that's not, you're speaking personally for you. I'm saying, I know that bitches do that. I know that girlfriends go to the nude beach. I have never met a single female friend who invited me, and I don't know any friends who go with their female friends to the nude beach. I do know males who go. All right, but here's the thing.
I know males who go with their male friends clothed and they're like, let's go see if we could see naked chicks. I know
no, that, that's the part where chicks get uncomfortable about going. Yeah. But my thing is, we have already decided that we are friends. Why in your mind do you still feel like I'm still trying to deviate away to fuck you? Like,
it doesn't mean that.
Like, but I'm saying, okay, then why can't
people can still fantasize? Okay,
but I could fantasize without seeing your body.
But then if you see the body, you could really fantasize.
But what is the fantasy hurting you?
Wait, what?
How is my fantasy if
no, but I just don't. It's okay, and I'm gonna speak from her perspective. Even though you guys friend zoned each other, if she were to, and it's just friends, if she were to show her body naked to you, it would change the tone where it could open the potential for that to no longer be friend zone. That, in my opinion, because nothing's set in stone, nothing's permanent. Okay, but here's she could be married and have an affair in her husband. You know what I mean?
My thing is, I know this specific. She's not. What I'm saying is, me personally, if we decide that we're friends, that's what that is. Now that might change if you throw it out there that you don't want to be friends no more. Because bottom line, you're still attractive.
Hey, come check out my naked body is subliminally sending a subliminal message that this could change one day.
No, it could just be I like to go to all right. My thing is, and now this is where,
unless she was someone who really likes going to the nude beach. So that's where it's different.
Yeah, but this is where the male-female thing comes in.
Okay.
I like the nude beach. We're friends. I'm not going to ask another nigga to go to the nude beach.
Yeah.
It's just not something, all right, cool. If that's, I'll submit to that. I would rather see your body than one of my other homeboys. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's any other intent than just being there. Like,
also, you have to understand too, from the female perspective, we don't trust that, because I can tell you, I've had experiences, even if you genuinely mean it, it's not worth the risk, because I can tell you, I've had experiences with male friends that I friend zoned them, that down the line, they still tried some, we'd be drinking together. Like, so in my head, I would think, oh, we're just friends. But I could see the twinkle in the eye. I could see the little look he would give sometimes. And in my head, I'm like, oh, am I crazy? And then lo and behold, there would always be an opportunity where if both of us were drinking, they would try to make a move. So
but the difference is,
women just know.
But here's the difference.
You don't fuck with it.
You said you friend zoned them, right? I'm saying that in this particular situation, because I feel like you know me well enough to know how I kind of address things, just to, all right, cool. So me and her met, we was cool. We was having a little flirting thing. But I could tell that, like, I knew my energy with her was never like, yeah, I really want to fuck. Yeah. And I could tell that her energy with me was just that she was just talking. Yeah. So one day I was just like, yo, we ain't never gonna fuck, right? And she was like, why you asking me that? I'm like, cause we say flirtatious shit, but like, I don't really mean everything I say. I feel like you just be talking too. We just talk shit to each other. It ain't that, right? We just cool. And she was like, yeah, we cool. So I'm saying in that instance, from that moment on, I'm not looking at you as somebody that I'm still trying to, like, I still want to look at a time to fuck. Mm-hmm. Those guys that you friend zone them.
Yeah. So
in your mind, it's, hey, platonic buddy. But in their mind, it's, yeah, I'll be your friend until, like, you know what I mean? It's a different mind state that's going behind it. So I'm in your situation, you're right. Women shouldn't trust that if the thing is one-sided. But if it's
once
mutual,
you see her naked body, what if you really like what you see?
Because
it might change you. It might change you. It might change your intent.
But
you might think it won't.
Let's be honest.
But once you see them titties.
Let's be honest. How many pairs of titties do you think I've seen in my life?
Does it count?
I'm asking you.
Does it count porn? Because then
no, I'm talking about real life. How many women do you think that I have fucked? Okay.
I have a feeling you're not as much of a whore as I think you are.
Fair enough. But
19.
It's more than that. But thank you for that, actually. But I'm pretty sure just like she knows, I ain't no I'm not, this is not a 14-year-old dude who never really seen titties before, and seeing some titties will make him change his whole aspect of what's happening here.
Yeah.
I understand the situation. Seeing your titties or seeing your ass or whatever is not going to make me be like, oh, God damn. Like, I know what you got under them clothes.
I can make that if you wanted to make that argument for like, hey, you could wear your cleavage on my podcast. We're just friends. The nude beach, that's a little extreme. That's an extreme example. But
it's extreme. It's extreme to, like, first of all, our last conversation, you think a lot of shit is extreme. So I can see why you think it's extreme.
All right, comment section below, people.
But see,
who's right? Because there is no right. But who do you agree with more? I think he has a point. I think
the people who are down with the nude beach would agree with me, because that's something that they're into, right? If somebody who's never been to the nude beach, doesn't plan on going, shit like that.
Would you go to the nude beach with your mom?
No.
But what's the difference? Because it's both platonic.
Because I don't want to see my mom's. First of all, my mom's relationship is not platonic.
Well, you don't fuck your mom is what I'm saying. But let's break this down. Christ. Why would you want to see a platonic friend's body then? Nude body.
Because it's a woman.
So there's attraction.
It's a woman. I would rather see a woman's naked body than a man.
So you're saying you want to go to the nude beach. You don't want to go alone. So you want to go with a friend, and you prefer. It's
not that I don't want to go alone. I've been alone.
So then just go alone. Cut out all the drama.
No, I do, but I'm saying why?
First of all, let's just people listening, comment. Who do you agree with more? To reiterate the question. Is going to a nude beach with a platonic friend opening up a dangerous situation for that to no longer be perceived as a platonic friendship? But my next question is...
If both have agreed to be platonic.
But my next question... Yes. Why do you like the nude beach?
I like to be naked.
Okay.
And I like to be outside. And like the summer... Only reason I dislike the summer is because sometimes it gets too hot. But I like the weather. Like, I like it. In the beach is not really my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. But there's no nude parks, I don't think. Like, there's no nude. I guess there is pockets somewhere that I don't fucking know about.
What do you like about being nude in public? Is it like a freedom thing?
I don't think about it. I to be honest, I'm not sure about if I like being nude in public. Is just, well, yeah, I guess it is like a freedom thing. I think it is like I don't want to sound, hippie-ish, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, I feel like it's very I like to do or say or try things that might be overall taboo, just to see what's so fucking taboo about it.
Yeah.
And then after you do it and you like, oh, this shit ain't like, it's not like the feeling. Once you get over the feeling of holy shit, I'm naked in front of motherfuckers. Once you get over that shit and then you just look around and realize, wait a minute, everybody here naked. Don't nobody else give a fuck.
I went to the nude beach one time and I'll never go again. Because
I feel like I know what you're about to say, and
I went. This is actually really funny. I went just because I wanted a tan. I wanted a.
You went alone?
I went alone, and I wanted a nude tan so that I didn't have the tan lines. Now
this is before you moved here.
Way before. This is I was 25 at this time.
So you went to Gunnison. Now, didn't you have a backyard like at your parents' house or something?
No, there's no way you could do that without being noticed. But what happened at the nude beach was, I didn't want to be seen. I just wanted a nude tan. So I went back, like where the grass, there's these grassy areas.
See, but you making.
But you know what happened? Some guy walked all the way across, and he found me back. He walked all the way across. He was with tons of people, but he walked all the way to come approach me to ask me what time it was. And there's no way.
But he
couldn't have gotten the time from one of his buddies over there. Yeah. He was just curious, who was back there.
Fair enough. And now here's you didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
But what you did do was, by you going to a nude beach, knowing that there's going to be people there or expecting there to be people there, and you trying not to be in attention, gave yourself attention.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, why not just pick your little spot? Not to say you have to actually be around people, but pick your little spot in the sand. Know that in reality, like I feel like, and this
I think the people there are freaky.
Yeah,
I think they're. I think if
freaky
I
how,
were,
like, what do you mean?
If I were to go in the public like that, there would have been way more people coming up to me than just the one guy.
See what I mean about that woman arrogance? How do you know that?
Because if the one guy, because I observe that amongst the rest of them. It's not just like, oh, it's me that they're going to choose. It's like I observe that behavior. I could see them from afar, and I could see the guys like going up to other women. I see them going in tents. They have tents up there. They're going in the tents. So if I was there by myself, just being by myself would have been an attention grabber.
Yeah, well, yeah, being by yourself. Yeah, shit like that. If you were there with somebody, 9 times out of 10,
be left alone.
That type of shit wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
especially if it was a dude. Like, but what I'm saying is, in those moments, and I feel like we had a talk like this, but I hadn't been on this fucking podcast so many times. In those moments, I feel like y'all live in the space of optimism to whatever point you want it to be, right? The reality of the situation is you're an attractive woman, and at some point, some dude or woman now or whatever the fuck all these other different things are, you're gonna get some attention. So in that moment, go to the beach, take your shit off, understand that attention is coming, but you trying to seclude yourself, it raises the eyebrows of motherfuckers who are like, we all over here, or we're all out here. Why is what is the deal? And if somebody walks up to you with their friend, 9 times out of 10, a man might not walk up to you at a quiet nude beach with his friends or whatever, because you might say some egregious shit and embarrass him. If he walks up alone and he's like, yo, what time is it? And you say, get the fuck out of my face, kill yourself.
I didn't say that.
He can go back to his friends and still at least lie about what the fuck you said. Yeah. So it's like, that's the and I do feel like there are, I feel like every time I try to make these just regular points, you always have a specific situation that's like, yo, you just have weird luck with weirdos. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I don't think that's happening to
go to your point about why are women arrogant? Because women are only reacting on their lived experience. Women are arrogant because they're just reacting. But
then you gotta be arrogant all the time, though.
You're arrogant.
Because what I'm saying is, and I don't think there's ever a time where you could tell me you didn't think I was. But what I'm saying is, the arrogance has to be like, you have to know that guys are gonna look at you and want to talk to you, and some are gonna attempt. You have to know that, so just accept it, and that's. The arrogance, the arrogance I'm talking about is like the false safety net y'all give yourselves, where it's like, all right, I'm a bad bitch, but I don't want you to know that I'm a bad bitch. So like, I'm gonna try to hide my bad bitchness.
How is that arrogance though? That's the opposite of arrogance. Wouldn't that be
no? Because that means shoe peasant. It's
okay. I never thought of it that way.
But but the arrogance initially that I was talking about is not accepting the fact.
Do women that wear those, what do they call it, hijabs, are they arrogant?
No, they're religious and they have to do that. Okay. And I'm not going to speak on why. But like, the arrogance that I was initially talking about is the arrogance comes in where it's like, all right, if you take somebody like me, you said I'm arrogant, right? I firmly believe that there's no woman on this planet that will tell you that I'm ugly and they believe it for real. I do feel like there's motherfuckers that they're like, yeah, I've seen people cuter. whatever. But I do not believe that there's anybody that will just find me unattractive.
Also, side note, when I said you were arrogant, I didn't mean it in an insulting way. I just meant, why do you care if I'm arrogant? You're arrogant too.
You know me well enough to know that that's a compliment. But I'm saying, I know that for a fact. And even in this specific situation, we had already agreed that we had found each other attractive. I'm saying, once we say we're not going anywhere, this is what it is. It's platonic. The ceiling is there. My arrogance is still there as it pertains to everything else. But when it comes to you, I'm able to accept the fact that you don't want to fuck me and you're not going to try to find devious ways to fuck me. And I understand that the dynamic overall for like men and women, when it comes to sex, 9 out of 10, the men are the hunters. But if we talking, I think a lot of the situations, relationships, the little talking things, a lot of reasons that I have fucked women in my grown man stage is because they pursued me. So I understand that y'all have that in y'all too. But once we decide this, I'm not thinking of that. I'm not thinking that I'm so goddamn unbelievably great that even though we said we're friends, she's still gonna try it. Like I'm not with that.
But none of that goes on in my head.
But no, not per se.
There isn't this like conversation in my head that like Ricky, he's gonna try. Like there's.
But listen, it's not verbatim.
It's kind of just like muscle memory.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's just kind of you just live your perspective and you just go by muscle memory.
Fair enough. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that muscle memory is falsely placed when it comes to a person like me. Like your muscle memory is from people, like I said, that you friend zoned. But they still, if I try to fuck you and you go, nah, let's just be friends, and I go, okay, it's because I'm a good human being and rape is wrong. But that doesn't mean that I want to fuck you. Like that doesn't mean that I don't want to fuck you no more. Right? So in that instance, yeah, she has every right to still think I want to fuck, because if you put that on the line and I agree to it, or I go, yo, you sure? All right, we could be friends for now, but like all that type of shit, then yeah, you got every right to think that I'm trying, oh, you want to go to the new beach, huh, motherfucker? Yeah. You have every right to do that. But if this is what we agreed on, I understand muscle memory and all that shit, but that's over there. I ain't got nothing to do with whatever person you tried to friend zone and y'all get drunk and he look at you up and down and all this. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
All right. I have a lot other stuff I want to talk about. So I guess this could kind of transition.
That's funny because you said, is there any topics, or are we going to do it like we usually do it? And this is how it goes.
Are you right?
Yeah. No, I was just looking at the time. I wanted to see how long we.
So, okay. I do want to transition into another topic. Not because I'm trying to dodge your point, but because, all right, to be honest, not about that, but just to be honest with the listeners and everybody, the past 2 months that I took some time off, I've been having a lot of dark, depressive thoughts. And I don't think that's a negative thing, actually. I'm kind of changing my thoughts about what depression is. I think depression, rather than it being a thing that's a negative thing, I actually think it's a thing trying to transform you. Like you're supposed to listen. It's not like, oh, you're depressed, it's bad. It can be bad if you let it eat you up. But if you actually listen to what is going on and you find a way to like move through it, it can transform you into something better.
Please remember your point, but explain what that means.
What depression means?
No, when you say listen to it, like what do you mean by
okay, so for just a total hypothetical situation. Let's say there was a man stuck in a miserable marriage, but he didn't have the strength to confront that within himself. Like and I know people like this. I know some people who
is this man married to another man?
No,
that's the only way. So that's the only way a nigga's not gonna have the strength.
Okay, woman. So let's say it's a woman. Let's say a woman is married to a man or whoever.
Okay.
I know people in my life. I know people like this personally who it took them years to realize that they were in an unhappy marriage because they didn't want to shake the reality that they built. They had kids with this person, all that. So let's say back to my hypothetical situation. Let's say it's a man. He's unhappy with his wife, but he didn't confront that. He starts getting depressed. Well, somebody might say, just take antidepressants and be happy again. But the depression could be his subconscious trying to, hey, you're not happy in this marriage. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Depression.
You saying he don't really? You saying in that situation he don't really realize he's unhappy?
He doesn't realize he doesn't realize the exact reason he's unhappy. So if you try to ignore it, the depression's going to come through to try to deliver the message to you. Like, it would be like if I had an injury and I kept walking on my foot when it was supposed to heal. So it's kind of like if you ignore a problem, depression can come out because it's trying to say, hey, don't ignore this problem. It's going to get worse and worse if you don't. So I'm not saying all depression is a good thing, but I'm just saying in many cases, I think depression is something in your subconscious trying to come out and tell you to change something. It's not always. Some people just get depressed because they've got
I feel like you found a very good coping mechanism with getting through yours. I personally don't think that shit makes any sense at all.
Why?
Because I mean, I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, maybe I'm blanketing depression.
Yeah.
But I feel like motherfuckers have committed suicide because they listen to the depression. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like somebody like if depression is.
No, I'm not saying listen to the depression. No.
That's what I meant when I said explain.
No,
listen to it.
I don't mean listen to it in the sense that you misunderstood me. I don't mean listen to it in the sense that follow its commands. Like, oh, lay on the couch. Yeah. I mean listen to it as in don't just take a pill to get rid of it. Listen to it in the sense of like try to actually analyze why it's happening in the first place.
So you saying just realistically self-therapy
or therapy with person.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying if everybody can't afford it, I'm saying like that's actually okay. I co-sign that. Yeah. Because that's really how I kind of get through I don't think I've ever been like depressed, but like, everybody has life and things happen to where you in that zone where it's just like, man, what the fuck? That's how I get through mine. Like it's like there are things that have happened to me in my life where
I don't want to get too far from the point I was trying to make though. But
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to it. So I was saying why I was depressed. I was saying I got depressed and I was saying, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. But one of the things I was reflecting on during the depression, and I'm bringing it back to this, I'm kind of saying it as a response to the conversation we just had, because we were just getting in a conversation. Why are women arrogant? And there's a part of me that's like, what does it all matter? And that's what some of the depressive thoughts, and I'm talking too much. So let me just get to the point. One of the thoughts that I had during my depressive mental state was, I'm starting to believe more that life is just a play. It's just something that we all choose our character. Now, if that were true, like I'm not debating right now if that's true or not, but if it were true, do you think that would be depressing to you? Like if someone was like, hey, by the way, this is all a simulation. This was a creation. Ricky Ramesses, the comedian, that's not actually your life purpose. That's just something you chose to do. That's the role you decided to play in this play, but it really doesn't actually mean anything. We're just creating the meaning as we go. Would that depress you, or would that actually encourage you? Like, would you, if you knew this was all a made up game, would you want to play the game, or would you want to not play it?
This conversation can go very, very deep.
Yeah.
I love The Matrix. Like
that's what I'm getting at. Does the idea of The Matrix depress you or inspire you? Is kind of what I'm saying.
You know what it is, man? I think that how I am personally, I don't let it sway me either way. It's knowledge, right? Like if somebody, like, how Morpheus came and was like, all right, cool, this is, it is what it is. If I had to make a choice, I would still see what this life is, because I just want to, I'm already on this ride.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't really depress me, because let's just say what your hypothetical is what I'm responding to. If that's the case, then it circles back to my arrogance to where I am the master of my fate regardless.
Yeah.
And I guess it would like inspire, like it would motivate me, because it's like, shit, if I'm running this thing, then there has to be a way for me to run it as best, like the best way possible.
But I guess what I'm saying is, what does the best way possible even mean if none of it actually is real? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I feel that, and that's what I mean about where I'm like, all right, I wouldn't let it sway me either way, because that question, I always I live like in pros and cons with everything, and the pros with, like, I'll look at it and say, all right, cool. So up until this point, what did you think about life? And if I felt like life on the, like, if there are more pros in the life that I've been living than cons, then I wouldn't, it's not like I wouldn't like fuck myself up in thinking, oh shit, none of this even matters. And because when I didn't know if it mattered or not, I was on this mission. So now I'm on this mission that doesn't really matter, which really is kind of, my twisted mind says it takes pressure off me, because if the shit don't matter, I'm not that much like the fear of failure doesn't really fuck with me as much. None of this shit matters. Okay, cool. So now I try everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's no, I wouldn't let, like that. I couldn't let that shit sway me. Like, I couldn't let it knock me off course.
That's what I've noticed. I kind of got stuck in between those two states, because there was a part of me, because like I said, I had to take time off of a lot to heal my surgery. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't sing. I couldn't really, I mean, I could play piano, but I was like really tired. I was like sleeping a lot.
You couldn't sing?
No, you can't sing after getting a DVD.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. So I couldn't sing. I couldn't really podcast because I couldn't have people on. Like, it was whatever. So I started thinking a lot about like Matrix type thoughts. And this one part of me was like contemplating, what path am I going on? Am I competing to be the best, but it's a waste of energy, and I should just be focusing that time on things that feel like more meaningful, like family and love and connection? Or if I don't play, but what I've also noticed is that if I don't play the game, do you want to answer the phone? You can answer it on the podcast if you want.
No, because it's my mom, and I don't know.
Do you want your mom on the podcast?
No. Mommy, I got to call you back. I'm sorry.
So what I've noticed is that,
hold
you
on,
want to text her?
Wait.
Do you want to put your mom on the podcast?
I can't put her on the podcast because hey, mommy, is it an emergency? She hung up.
Text her.
But go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. So what I've noticed is that there is a part of me who wants to stop playing the game of life, but then there's another part of me that feels depressed when I don't play the game of life. So it's like, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Yeah. If I play it, there's a depressed thought that's like, why am I wasting my energy playing this game? It's fake. But if I don't play it, I'm like, my mind's just spinning in circles doing nothing. So it's like, I think it might be, even if life is fake, even if life is a simulation,
right,
it might be less painful just to play the game, even if it
might be less painful, you say?
Yes. Yeah. Like it might be more painful to not participate, because there's people who are monks. There's people who are like, you know what? I'm not going to play the game. I'm just going to breathe till I die. Like,
that's what I think. But that's what I think the alternative is. Like,
yeah,
I know we brought up the Matrix. That's like an extremity.
Yeah.
But that's what I think the alternative is. And I know that I have a lot of discipline in life, but that monk shit, that, you know, nuns. I mean, I know, I guess I can't be no nun, but like those lifestyles that you just, everything is, I guess it's a spiritual, like everything is everything is God, everything is whatever it is for them. I don't have the discipline to just shut down and be I'm not the most social person in the world, but I like people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I like to be out. I don't go out every weekend. I don't go. I mean, I when I have shows, those are my out nights. But I'm not the I'm free tonight. Let's go out person.
Yeah.
But once in a blue moon, I might be.
Yeah.
And I like that option. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm on that side where it's like, hey, look, if this is a game, motherfucker, I'm naturally athletic. And as long as it ain't fucking, the Hunger Games, goddammit, if this is the game and it's just one of those things where you're born, you figure it out the best you could until you die, and then you die, and then whatever happens after that, all right. Do you know what's
crazy though? As much as I want to say our reality is fake, our reality is constructed, it's a simulation of some kind. For some reason, and maybe you can relate to this as a father. I don't have kids, but I have cats. For some reason, no, I'm serious though. You might think that's funny, but I'm being dead ass serious.
I see these motherfuckers.
No, but I'm serious about like the connection with them. All those spinning thoughts about like, is any of this real? Is it all a simulation? Does anything I do actually matter? If my cats are purring and we're connecting, I'm like, this is real. Like, do you feel that as a father? Like that your connection with your daughter is the realest thing, no matter like that shit's real. Like it's like you can't like love. I feel like it's love and connection.
I feel like love that the one thing that being a father did teach me that I guess that's where it's funny. I laughed because I used to be on the complete side of kids don't compare to pets, right? I used to be that. And even though I'm still that, like where it's like I could never see, even if I grew up with a pet, I could never see me caring about my dog that grew up with me more than I can care about my child. But I can see when my daughters were born and you got this living creature that you have to take care of and y'all can't really communicate. Yeah. I can see the correlation to where it's like, I do have more of an appreciation for when I walk, because no matter what, especially like dogs, if I go to somebody's house that has dogs, a dog will come and sit right here. Yeah. And it could be the first time that dog seen me. Yeah. I used to always get annoyed with it. I used to always wonder why the fuck dogs won't leave me alone. But once I had daughters, it's like that. And then somebody told me that like it's like the energy, the whatever it is, like once I got to witness that, it makes me think about shit like that differently. So that's the only reason why I laughed when you said I had cats. Plus, just to you're a bad bitch in your 30s and you're a cat lady is just fucking insanity. But that like it's like, all right, I see what you're saying about real, but the word that I would have used is just like my daughter, the love that my daughters have for me. I know that's the purest love I've ever felt. Mm. I want to say maybe my parents, but by the time you grow up and you have kids, you're already tainted in somewhat by the fuckness of the world. Mm-hmm. But those two little girls are fresh. Like they don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's so that shit is the most pure and genuine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I guess real can go there too. I guess what I'm saying is it shuts down all those thoughts. Like if I'm having a thought spiral, like what does this all mean? What does it all matter? If I pet my cats and they look at me and purr and they're enjoying time with me, it kind of shuts it all off. I'm just like, well, what does it matter if it doesn't matter? Like this cat loves me. That's what I mean. Real. It's like, it's feeling. Strong. It's the feeling of it is strong enough to overcome any doubts I have about reality. It's kind of like, well, even if this is fake, this feels right the energy is No, I get that. That makes sense. But to know that you were depressed about, well, I don't know what you were depressed about, but part of it was just questioning what's real and what's not. I don't even know. And I'm not no expert, But I don't even know, is that even depression, or is that just fucking depression, a conscious mind?
Well, it can be both. It's not one or the other. Like, you can have somebody who has a conscious mind that goes through a depression.
But about the consciousness is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like those are regular questions for thinkers.
Right. But when you start asking those questions and they freak you out, if I start, and this is the experience of like, it started to put me into a depressive state of mind. It can actually put you in a place where you stop enjoying. I think depression is defined by, not defined by, but one of the characteristics of depression is not seeing any joy in anything you do anymore. So when you start asking those questions, if you go down the rabbit hole in a way where you can't ground yourself back into reality, like, it's good to see things from the outside view looking in. It's good to see us all as little ants and we're just a speck of dust in the big cosmic picture. But if you only see things from that perspective, you lose touch with what's actually here in front of you.
And you feel like that's a form of depression? Like that?
If you stop enjoying your reality, like if you no longer want to participate in it. Yeah, I think it could be.
Okay. But in that sense, I'm asking because I don't necessarily, like, not too many things like actively
okay, go ahead.
Get me excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say I'm emotionally shut down, but
don't you feel purpose behind doing stand-up?
Okay, yeah, if you're talking like that, then yeah, okay, I feel that. I thought you meant when you say like joy and those type of words,
yeah.
Like, I'm always happy to perform. I'm always whatever, but
if you got into a place where you were like, wait, this is a simulated reality. Every time I perform, I'm not actually even performing. What does this joy even matter? Like, what does this laughter even matter? It's constructed.
Oh,
if you get to that place, you actually might get into a mental place where you no longer enjoy performing comedy. So that's what I mean. Yes, those conscious questions are good and they open your mind. But if you're not careful, which I feel like I wasn't careful, I was being sloppy with it in some kind of way. I think it could pull you out of reality too much. So now I'm like kind of finding my way back into this reality and not like, that's what I meant by the cat. Like, it's real. It's like when I pet my cat, it pulls me back in. I'm like, oh no, life is good. Like, life is good. That's like something that pulls me back in. But I can get myself into a mental place where performing music doesn't make me feel that if I'm not careful, you know?
And you're saying mentally that I get that. I do think that I think that what you're talking about, I really feel like you hear these stories about people who, all right, let's talk the music, right?
Yeah.
And I'll talk rappers. I hear a lot of stories about rappers who work their ass off to get famous. And then they get famous and they're like, oh, but I miss just being able to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And, you know, they start to dislike fame.
Yeah.
And in that, they do start to kind of dislike their profession and things like that. And they lose the drive and they lose the whatever. So I do think I think that even that might be a normal thing. Mm-hmm. But you're right in saying if you let it consume you, then you're fucked. Yeah. But I still don't know if that's like, if you were just depressed or you were just alone. Like, yo, sometimes.
No, I wasn't alone.
What do you mean?
What do you mean alone?
You got your cats?
I have a boyfriend now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I wasn't alone.
And he had to deal with you asking him about the Matrix and the fucking.
He loves that. We watched the Matrix together, and he loves talking about that type of stuff. And I'm not the type of person. And by the way, when I say depressed, it's not like I stopped doing things. Like, I wasn't like we still went out and did.
No, I know you explained that, but
like we still had a lot of fun together. It's just that maybe I wasn't depressed. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But
that's really what I think you're overthinking. You're overthinking.
Overthinking.
Like, I really feel like you just was lost in a mental rabbit hole.
That's what I'm saying. I went down. My mind was opening, but I got so far into the rabbit hole that I started to feel like everything was pointless.
But you also said you never stopped your norm aside from the things that you couldn't do. So I don't feel like you could have thought that everything was pointless, because I feel like if you would have got there, then you would have just decided everything was pointless and then that's it. But the fact that you stayed in with what you were doing, you knew there was a point. You might have got to the question where is it pointless, but in the back of your mind,
like I'm choosing to actively pursue my passion still, but I'm still in the back of my head questioning why I'm doing it.
Yeah, but that's easy. That's a regular thing because none of us know what the fuck this is. Like as far as life, like we all figuring this shit out day by day. So the question of why is a very prominent thing in most people's minds, like I said, who are thinkers. And so why is not a, that ain't no taboo thing. That's not a, like, I feel like if you don't ever question why this and that and whatever and what does this all mean, if you never question that shit, I look at you more weird than a motherfucker who questions it. Because why don't you give a fuck? Like, why don't you care about the grandiose scheme of what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you care? Because it's like, it's natural for me to wonder certain things like that. Like, it's natural for, you know what I'm saying? You talking to a dude, like, I grew up in church, and, you know, when I got grown, like, once I got my license 17, well, I got my license at 18, and, you know, from like 18 to 22, I was going to church willingly. Like, I was, every Sunday I'm in service. Every Tuesday I'm at Bible study after work. And of course I'll get pussy after, but like, you know, I was still 18, but like, I'm naturally I'm always on some type of quest for understanding. That's you wanting understanding about something that you cannot conceptualize, because like that alone will drive you crazy if you let it. But just the nature of it being there, that's not a state of, I don't think that's a state of depression. I don't think that's a state of you not enjoying things. I really just feel like sometimes people are inquisitive about shit. And when they don't have the answers in front of their face, it's not, I don't think it depresses you. It's not, I don't want to say it's discouraging either. It might just be like disappointing or annoying, because I just want to know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't, it frustrates me, but I don't think it's anything more than that. I don't think it's anything more than. But it's
like, okay, so if I can explain why I thought it was leaning more into a depression, I would have chronic like irritability where it felt like everything annoyed me. Where like I would just wake up in the morning and be like, okay, I would be annoyed by the things that I had to do. And
then your period passed and no, I'm just did you take a pregnancy test?
It's funny you say that because I know you said you don't like talking to girls about their period, but I never.
When the fuck did I say that?
You said that at the last episode. You said if you're dating a girl, you don't want her to tell you about her period.
No, I said I don't want you complaining to me about your period as if I'm supposed to care like that. Like,
the whole point I'm bringing that up is because it's funny you say that, because I'm like having PMS right now, and I thought that too. I'm like, maybe all these dark thoughts are just my PMS, because like
you're PMSing right now. You do that in a great way. I always thought, don't PMS mean you got an attitude and all type of shit like that? I don't feel
Not for me. That's the thing too. When I say I'm depressed, I don't take it out on other people. I internalize it. So I'm like, I still treat people the same no matter what my mental state is. But what I'm saying is my internal world has been a disaster the past week. But I'm also like, I have an app on my phone that tells me when I'm getting my period. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. So I might just be like.
Yeah, that's how you know she has a boyfriend, folks. Yeah. Bitches get that app and they trying to keep up with that ovulation. Motherfucker. Holy shit. But wait, that's crazy. No, go ahead with
what's crazy? What's crazy?
When was the last time I was here? It was this year.
Yeah.
And your dating stories were horrific.
Yeah. And I almost gave up. But you know what? Maybe I'm not a hopeless person. Maybe I'm not depressed, because this is a sign of my inner strength.
Let me ask you, is it a new guy or did you circle back to somebody?
No. I don't circle back.
Is he black?
No, it's not.
You fuck.
Listen, I gave black guys a chance.
No, you gave one.
Two.
You fucked another black dude?
No, I didn't fuck any black dudes. But
Well,
I
then that's what I then. Well, you
I
ain't
went
giving
on
a
a
chance.
date with one and he sounded white.
And then the second one, what?
The second one.
That's funny. We're exactly an hour in, and we done got deep and all that shit. But I want to
can't stay on
hear.
point. The black
I
guy.
want to hear about this.
So if the guy I'm dating now is the one, that means I'll never have been with a black guy my whole life. But that's
what I'm saying.
That's the
So what happened?
the point.
What
So-
happened with this? Oh no, go ahead. Go back to your point. We're gonna circle back to this shit because.
No, I want to talk about this black guy.
Okay, go ahead.
By the way, the last time we talked about racial topics on the podcast, we got like an influx of
Yeah.
like Ku Klux Klan members. But I gotta say, they were commenting crazy shit. They were like, "This white woman should not be having an intellectual conversation." But I bet they jerk off to like blacked.com. I bet
Probably.
people like that.
Probably
who-
those are like the closet. They like when they say if you're homophobic, like if you hate gay people, is because you secretly like. I
Like
really
they
think
want
that's
their
what it
wife
is.
to be railed by a black man in front of them. Like that's their biggest.
Oh, they're
fantasy.
cucks.
They're cucks
Yeah.
for specifically for black men. Okay,
Probably.
but this other black guy.
All right, can we just start? Let's just start.
Where are we starting?
Okay, appearance.
What you want to know? What he was appearance?
I'm saying, just give me a gauge on tall, short, fat, skinny, attractive, unattractive. Because
Very
y'all-
attractive.
Okay.
Not terribly tall, but he wore like a big hairdo, so it made him look taller than he was. Like he wore his hair in like a big.
What is terribly tall?
Terribly means like very.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, what height is that to you?
He might have been like 5'8". So he's not terribly tall. Like I'm saying, he's not.
Did you just first of all?
Yeah.
Let me apologize to all
What?
the over 6 footers out there.
I said he's not tall.
But you said not terribly, and then I asked what that meant, and you said
Not
like very. What I'm saying is a grown man, 5 anything,
short.
ain't tall at all.
But I'm not gonna call him short. He's not short.
He's a grown man, and he's 5. How tall are you?
5'5". So if a guy's like 5'8", that's not short to me.
So if you wear 3-inch heels, y'all are eye to eye, and you think that's kind of tall.
I said not terribly tall.
Yeah, but not terribly tall means he's still some type of tall.
It's
in
a
your
friendly
head.
way of saying short.
Yeah, exactly. So
but you're
fuck
not
a friendly
picking up
way.
on the context clues. I'm like, he's not. If I say not terribly tall, it's a polite way of saying on the shorter side.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not just gonna say he's short.
Fuck that. Say
That's
he's
rude.
short.
No, I'm not gonna say short. But he's not terribly tall.
Motherfucker, you're short. Hey, 5'8" guy. You're a short guy.
But-
You're a little guy.
Okay.
My daughter is up to. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Very attractive though. Great shape. Works out at the gym. I gotta be careful what I say because
No, you don't.
I think he may. I don't know if he listens anymore, but he was an avid listener of the podcast, but I don't know if he does anymore. So I'm not gonna say too much. But long
Man.
story short, he couldn't make up his mind about the lifestyle he wanted to live. He was doing this like kind of open relationship type lifestyle, but on the side would talk about wanting like a more conservative, traditional wife, woman type of thing. He knew that that's the type of, well, I wouldn't say I wanted a like conservative, like in a political way necessarily, but he knows that I want a monogamous relationship and that I'd be open to like he knows that I'd be open to like a marriage type of thing. He knows that I'm not I'm not a polyamorous person. He knows that. So he approached me confessing his feelings for me, and he said that he'd be willing to drop the other lifestyle to pursue something with me, but he didn't. He was still.
Right,
I was like, well, when are we gonna do it? Like, were you gonna like wait till we had a kiss and then say, give me 3 weeks to dump the other girl? Like,
Wait, y'all hadn't even kissed?
no, we haven't done anything.
So you're telling me that
I gave him a chance in the sense that like I told him I'd be willing to date him if he would stop that lifestyle, and he didn't. So,
But how does he know? Holy shit. Okay.
what?
You saying that is cool.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say demanded, but what you required of him in that moment, and I get you gave him 3 weeks to do it or whatever.
No, I didn't you didn't even listen to me. I didn't say you have 3 weeks to do it. I was making a hypothetical joke. I was saying, how would that work? Were you going to kiss me and then break and then take 3 weeks to dump them? I'm saying hypothetically.
But I'm saying in reality though, how long was this courting, if it was that? How long were y'all
he
entertaining this idea of maybe y'all
like
dating?
a month?
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying, right?
And in that month, he still was with those other chicks.
Here's what I'm saying. Are y'all close in age?
He's not terribly young. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, he was like 5 years younger than me, maybe.
Okay. So definitely in his late 30s.
I'm not that old.
But he's 30. He had to be over
around
30.
30, yeah.
All right. So now this is now I don't know how long he was living whatever lifestyle you're saying he lives, but it was probably longer than a month, right?
Oh, sure.
So my thing is one thing that I always wondered about, like, and I'm gonna say women because I don't date men. I don't know how they operate when these types of things are brought up. I always wondered why y'all don't give the grace of time. Unless y'all were entertaining this thing and then you ran into your boyfriend and y'all just hit it off better, that's different than you kind of just giving up on what this was.
Yeah, but
wait, is that did you, after a month or however long it was, are you the one that kind of was like, all right, yo,
I did. I basically told him I'm going to start dating other people, which I did. And unfortunately, if it works out with somebody else, that's not okay. But then that's not as bad as I was. No, I also did tell him I don't see this working out. I said, because I don't think I could trust you. I told him.
Okay, fair enough. And okay, now back to what I was saying. Why don't y'all give the grace of time? And I mean real time. Like, because listen to what I'm saying.
Because women are going to say, I'm not going to wait for you to change. I'm going to start dating other people. And then you might meet someone that's your husband.
Yeah, but then you also, now, if that was the way you went about it, that's fine. Yeah. But then you also said you don't see this working.
It's true.
Which is a shutdown. But what I'm saying is, now you were saying you wanted this man to change his lifestyle before where is the, like, that's his commitment, right? If he
by the way, I never said that. He said it.
Wait. The way you just broke it down.
No, I never said I wanted him to change his
lifestyle. No.
I said that we just didn't have lifestyles that aligned up.
Listen to what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying you said you wanted him to do anything.
You did exactly what you said.
Verbatim. I did not say you said that. You said. What I'm saying is, if he comes to you and says, yo, I feel this way about you, and y'all have that real talk.
Yeah.
And you're open to, taking it to another level, right? If y'all discuss that and y'all agree on that, and he says, all right, cool. And even if he throws it out there that he'll change, right? I'm saying, why is a month enough time for him to, why is a month enough time for you to feel like this ain't gonna work out? Because it might have taken him 2 or 3 months.
Because that's not how women. No, do you really think that's any woman wants that to be the start of like their committed relationship?
I don't think
I had to wait 3 months for him to stop fucking other women, and then he was with me. Like, no woman wants to do that.
I don't think no women want to do that, but you know who I've heard those type of stories from?
What?
The motherfuckers who are in their late 60s and 70s and still married, and they're telling me and they're telling me about how they met.
There's also people who got married that didn't have to do that. I've heard plenty of stories. So I'm just saying no, because in my head,
but what if that's not your reality?
No, in my head, I perceive that as, and not to mention, this person knew my mutual friends, and I actually talked to my mutual friends, and they were like, "Oh yeah, don't trust that guy." They're like, he's never gonna change.
Your mutual friends are
I'm saying our everybody, males, females, they all were like, and they all gave him the benefit of the doubt too. They all looked at me and they're like, they're like, he's cute and he's nice, but he'll probably never change. So when you're questioning it and you're not sure, and then you go to the community and they're all like not vouching for him. They're like, yeah, he's cute, he's smart, but knowing him, it's going to take him 10 years to change. No woman's going to wait around 10 years for that.
Well, I don't think that's all the way true.
Yeah.
2, I do think 10 years is extreme. When I say time, I'm saying like, this is something that this motherfucker's used to for however long he's been used to it. And what I was saying was, you don't have to say, I want you to do this. But if you're telling a man what you want and he wants you, that's how he sees it. Okay, she wants me to be this way. So his essential commitment is changing the lifestyle. But I asked that question because where was your proof of commitment if y'all hadn't even did y'all go on dates?
I knew him well. We hung out a lot. But you're not listening. Wait till I'm finished. Based on his previous relationship with the woman he was with for a whole year.
She's not you.
But I'm going to look at that relationship and say, well, if he's treating her that way, who am I to say that he's not going to repeat the same exact pattern on me?
A different woman.
No, I just...
I'm
37 years old. I don't have time to... I could do that when I was 25. I could say, there's some red flags here, but you know what? Let me give him a chance. At this age, I got to look at my cards and say, these eggs are rotting. I don't have many eggs left. I'm not gonna place my bets on someone who already has so many things working against him. That the time he needs to change, save it for another bitch.
Okay, fair enough.
Save it for another bitch. I need a guy who's already went through that mental process at my age, to be honest. Maybe if I was 25, I could do something like that. But at this age, I had an ex-boyfriend where I was like, oh, he might be the one, but he's got bipolar disorder. Let me give it a chance. And it didn't work out. So I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm at an age where I'm like, the person I'm with now, I made sure I liked him before I got with him. I'm like, I like the things about it.
How long y'all been together?
A few months, 3 months.
And so we were on this podcast about fucking 6-7 months ago. If you were with this guy for about 3 months,
yeah,
you gave the other guy 1 month, I'm sure, after the podcast.
Yeah.
How much time did you give yourself to know you like this guy?
It's not like it, but it's like knowing their lifestyle. I'm gonna trust that the things he says are what he actually means. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. If he's like, yeah, I'm a monogamous guy, I don't cheat. Like if he says that stuff, I'm not gonna be like, but what if he's lying? I'm like, that's different. If someone,
what did you mean by when you said I made sure I liked him?
I made sure I liked his lifestyle. Like I can see how he lives his life. I can hear the words he's saying, and I'm like, okay, that's a person that.
I'm saying, how'd you do that? How did you
go on dates with them and talk to them?
That's what I mean. I'm saying like time, like how many dates? How?
It doesn't take that like 3 dates. Like after 3 dates, you can kind of gauge like. I mean, they could be lying. You could still be lying. I could wake up tomorrow and find out that he has like a secret wife and kid. But I don't feel that's true. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But if I meet a guy and I see that he's dating another woman, I know who she is, and I see them together. That's pretty clear evidence that I see what I see and I know I don't like it. I'm like, okay, I don't like this. Versus the other guy where he could be hiding things.
So why even entertain it at all?
Entertain what at all?
Like when he comes to you and he's telling you how he feels about you. I'm talking about the open relationship dude, right? If he comes to you and he's telling you how he feels,
because in my head,
why in that moment don't you go, yo, look, I respect you coming to me and telling me that shit.
Yeah.
I'm actually attracted to you too, but this ain't gonna work.
I mean, I needed a few weeks to think about it. That's kind of how that happened. Like I was like, let me think about this, and I thought about it, and I came back and I was like, no, I don't think this is gonna work.
What was there to think about? You already know him and you see his lifestyle.
I was thinking about exactly what we just said. Like I went to the friends and I'm like, hey, do you think this guy could realistically change? And everyone was like, honestly, no. And then I was like, okay, that's what my friends say. let me see what I think. And I took some weeks to think on it, to sit on it. And then after some things, my gut feeling was telling me this person ain't going to change anytime soon. And I'm not waiting. So
I also disagree with the friend council, but that's
Why?
a whole nother, because
you're perceiving it as if it were you. You're thinking of as like, you're relating to the person in the story.
What do you mean? I'm not. I don't
like. I think you're like, oh, but what if this was me? So I'm defending him.
I've never went to a woman and confessed my feelings for her.
Well, what if you did? Like, I think you're thinking like, if you did,
I'm saying
the same thing could happen to you.
No, I'm saying if we're just making this a general thing, just taking it off of you and him specifically.
Yeah.
If we're making this a general thing, my whole topic of, like, my whole point of what I was saying was, in reality, I just feel like the gift of time is not given more so from women to men.
From my life perspective, I gave the gift of time a lot of times and it never worked out. So as a grown-ass woman who's learned from life experiences, I'm not doing that anymore, because I've done the let's see where this goes thing. And at my age, I'm not doing that. But
then how do you know when you find somebody that's worth anything if a hard time is, like, relationships go through shit.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, of course, everybody, and I'm not going to ask you to say it, but I mean, of course, everybody has their boundaries. But, like, there's going to be a time, whether it's big or small, even in this relationship, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to, what's the shit you keep saying? Let's see how it goes. Not see how it goes. What the phrase you keep saying, like, where you did that when you were younger and things. Like, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to put up with bullshit.
Oh, I'm not doubting that. I'm not saying every relationship's perfect or I'm going to find a perfect relationship, but I think if you have, like, a strong foundation, you're going to be able to get through those things better, you know? But
I feel like fuck shit shows you if you have a strong foundation or not, because it's like you said, I mean, we've all seen the movies where, you know, and I'm not talking about him, like your boyfriend or whatever, but I'm saying we've all heard those stories and seen those stories where the foundation is a lie. And it's like, all right, you actively trying to not waste time could possibly turn into you wasting more time.
But I've already lived the other experience and it never worked. So why would I just?
But what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying.
I've already.
And I'm not trying to be a pessimist on your shit. Yeah. I'm actually happy you're in a relationship. I do think you're a bit of a serial monogamist, but your little horror stories from last time, I'm like, all right, cool. She found a dude to
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, God forbid, I don't know if you're, superstitious or not, but this relationship could end up like those.
You're not wrong. I mean,
so I'm saying, what's the point in trying to alleviate something that you don't even really know if it's going to be all this or all that anyway? Like,
I don't understand the question.
All right. And I think I might be sounding like a bit of a hypocrite, because I know that there's certain things that I won't take from women.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if I meet somebody and we're getting to know each other and she does something that I don't like, or she's certain things about her that I don't like, mm-hmm. the conversations will be had. And maybe after the third conversation, it's just like, look, I'll pull a you. Like, all right, look, this is you just doing this shit. Mm-hmm. So this ain't gonna work. But, like, I'm saying, when I say, like, the gift of time, I mean, if I, like, all right, cool. Real situation. One time I was out with this girl, mm-hmm. and we went to a bar. Mm-hmm. My homeboy showed up. Like, didn't show up. It was like a local bar.
Yeah.
So, we were all in there, and my homeboy was talking to like me and her about something. But we were in the bar, motherfuckers is drinking. I'm being like, you know, oh, fuck what you talking about, man, yada, yada, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, but she's in the middle of us. So she's listening to him talk and I'm saying something else because somebody had called him on the other side of me. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, woo, woo, woo. She goes, wait to me, right? Mind you, I just met this young lady 2 months prior. This is our second or third date, right? Wait. He's talking to the nigga that you came with. In my mind, and in reality, really, that's a very high form of disrespect. Because one, I don't really go out with bitches like that. Like, I'm the type of person where, like, if I'm into you and you into me, we could meet somewhere. Mm-hmm. But me going, like, actively coming somewhere with you that I be at, that's making a statement. So everybody knows me. They're meeting you. Somebody sees you tell me shut the fuck up so another nigga could talk. That makes me look away. It makes you look away. It makes the nigga who was talking maybe feel like, oh shit, I could kind of get this bitch a little bit. Like, a lot of things can come from that. Yeah. Right? So that talk had to be had. Mm-hmm. And now it didn't happen again after that, but it's shit like that to where it's like, okay, if I was a no nonsense motherfucker, I'd have left that bitch at the bar.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between let's smooth out something I don't like about our dynamic versus our just core principles are not aligned. Like someone could be, okay, let's say I'm dating somebody and they keep interrupting me when they're talking or something like that. It might be harsh for me to be like, I can't date them. Like, if there was other things about them that I really enjoyed about them, that would be a situation where it's like, let's see if we could work this out.
Yeah, we wouldn't work. I definitely have that problem.
And I didn't specifically give that example because I thought of you. It was just the
no. It's just funny because, like, I definitely have that problem.
But what I'm saying is that wouldn't be a deal breaker if there was enough qualities about the person that I felt were aligned. That's a lot different between, well, this person might cheat. That's like those are two very different problems.
In your example?
Yeah.
Yes. In my example, those aren't that different. Because if, in my mind, if you're willing to tell somebody who is actively trying to get to know you to maybe see what another level is like, stop talking so somebody else you just met 5 minutes ago can finish talking to you. Cheating ain't that far off to me because you're already, and this might sound whatever, but I do feel like when people are in relationships, the person they're with should be the main priority as it pertains to not everybody else, but like friends and all that other shit, right? You're already, even though it's a small thing, you're already putting another nigga ahead of me. You're already putting your interest in what he's saying over me in this little moment. So if you can do that with a conversation, me thinking you'll fuck another dude is not that far off. And that's why in that case,
if that's how you actually feel, then in that case, I would argue if your gut says that, then get the fuck out. Like, I just think there's some things in life where
my gut didn't. That's not. My gut didn't say that. It's just with me. I understand that I think a different way than probably most of the women, all of the women that I run into on a intimate level.
Yeah.
Right. So when you say things like if our core whatever ain't aligned, I would be out here in a drought because there are a lot of times where I'm telling women about what, like natural, like whatever they feel is natural I'm saying it's not natural. You can change this if you really want to, or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like my gut wouldn't, in that moment, my gut didn't say, yo, she'll fuck another dude. Mm-hmm. My mind said, this little form of disrespect has to be addressed. Mm-hmm. Because now, mind you, she can never do that shit again and fuck every nigga in the world. But at least I know that I let her know why that shit felt the way it felt. Mm-hmm. And it didn't even get to me, it didn't even get to like a gut feeling or something like that. Like, it was really just a common sense thing, because a lot of times that I got to do with women is put the shoe on the other foot. Mm-hmm. Hey, if I come out with you to one of your spots and this is the first time I'm meeting all your friends and your homegirl's talking to me and you trying to get her attention and I tell you shut up till she's done talking, you're not going to like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I be having to do about. But to me, it's common sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's more of a mental thing, I guess, than it is like like a gut feeling. I didn't ponder on it like that. Like I didn't think about it like that. It's something that I knew instinctively. You know what I mean? So my gut didn't even have time to respond to this shit, because I'm just like, did this bitch just, this motherfucker just really tell me to stop talking so she could let another nigga talk? Mm-hmm. That shit is that.
But I bet in that moment, even if you thought, let's address this and see where it goes, you probably knew you can never tolerate it again. You probably knew that was the last time I could do that.
Yeah.
So in my case, like if we're comparing that to my situation, where the reason I didn't pursue this black man, that was the whole conversation, was we were talking about dating a black guy.
Just say it's because he's black.
It was not because he was black.
You didn't even kiss him.
All right, that's beside, because he was.
How do you confess?
Are you paying attention to any of this?
Yeah, but
I'm
how
saying
does he
I wasn't gonna date him unless he was single. Like that was the cat's feeder is going off.
Is it time?
Yeah, it's time for them to eat.
Oh shit.
I didn't kiss him because we weren't dating. I wasn't gonna just kiss him. You
really only kiss people you're actually in a relationship with?
Or if I can foresee it becoming one. Like if in that moment I thought, oh, this could become something, then I could give it a chance, sure. But I already knew, like, no.
I think, that's where I think our disconnect is on this
No, wait,
situation.
but before we get sidetracked there, I still think your example is not comparable to mine, because you're saying you knew right then and there it had to stop. I also knew right there and then that he's got to stop with these other bitches, and I knew he wouldn't. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a one-time done deal.
But you still entertained it, though, is what I'm saying.
Because I thought maybe it could be a one-time done deal. But then after several weeks of continuing to see him around town, with the same woman, I'm like, okay, I guess it's not. And there goes that.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's where the disconnect is, because if I was in your shoes and I knew something was something, I wouldn't even, like, those weeks wouldn't have happened. Like with this situation that I was describing, it's I don't even know. I guess it is a bad comparison.
His like proposal for a relationship was a lot more like serious. Like it wasn't just like hey, I'm attracted to you. Want to see where this goes? It was like a long message that was like, I can see you being like my future woman. I could see this. I could see.
Oh, he did it on text?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely 5'7".
What's that?
Fucking.
Hey,
what?
To be fair, I don't like to confront people in person either. I hate it.
Yeah, but all right, this is my misogyny coming out. You're a woman. I just feel like men shouldn't have the same fucking fears as women with certain shit, because like, and I'm not saying that's why he did it. I don't know if that's why he did it, because he was scared to confront you in person. Yeah. But my thing is,
he did confront me in person initially, but he didn't say that much in person. What he first said in person was, hey, I've been meaning to say this to you. I wanted to say it in person. I didn't prepare my thoughts. I'm just going to say it from the heart. I'm starting to develop feelings for you, and I don't think I could be just friends anymore.
I would have stopped him right after.
Yeah.
I didn't prepare.
Yeah.
My thoughts.
Yeah.
You're a fucking liar. Nobody. You don't do something like that without thinking about it on the way.
No, but he didn't think about how he was going to say it, is what he meant. Like, he didn't unless he did, unless that was bullshit. All. But what I'm saying is, he initially did confront me with that. All of those other things were follow-ups. Like, cause I was like, okay, I didn't really say much in the moment. As the weeks went by, we had like follow-up conversations via text. And then.
Oh, so y'all didn't even see each other in these times?
No.
This is your life is very like, because I assume y'all live in the same city. You said you've seen him around town with other women or another woman. Yeah. If y'all got mutual friends and shit, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. How the fuck did y'all not see each other?
No, we didn't see each other as in like date. We saw each other as in like I ran into him. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Out. If I
did see him out. Yeah.
If me and the woman have a conversation about, hey, are we open to seeing if we could take this to another level? Mm-hmm. And we both agree to do so. Even if it's not a formal date, if I see you out, there's energy that's going to give off. Not can we talk about this, but like, hey, so like it'll be something, some type of progression verbally will happen. I can't just. We have that conversation, and then when I see you out, hey, what's up, homie? Hey, and then
we did do that. We had like an awkward like, hey, hi, how are you? But we did have a follow-up conversation in person like a month later, and that's when I kind of just said, hey, I thought about it, and I don't see this going anywhere. It's like pretty much what happened.
Now this is before or after you met your now boyfriend?
Before, but very shortly before. It was like, and that was the crazy thing. It was like kind of like. I think my boyfriend and I had our first date planned, but we never met. We met on a dating app, but we had like just messaged each other.
These goddamn apps.
Look, where am I going to meet people? I've tried meeting people at comedy shows. Hey, the guy that we're talking about right now, I met him in person. In person obviously isn't working for me either. You know what I mean? So dating app worked out for me.
Wait, the guy that you're talking about right now, you met him in person, you said?
No, the guy I'm talking to right now, I met on a dating app.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying the other guy that we're talking about.
Y'all met in person.
Yeah, so I'm saying, well, like in person didn't work out. So what the hell does it matter?
I mean, I'm just saying the dating apps, I feel like you have more horror stories than the in-persons. But that's okay now.
But I think statistically speaking, just because you have horror stories doesn't mean it's just going to be like that forever. Because there's so many people are on those things.
You a little bit.
I'm contradicting myself?
A little bit.
How? Because I said that because what I said about wasting time.
Not even that. Mm. It's just, all right, if we go all the way back to the nude beach, right? No, not your experience at the nude beach. I'm saying what you were saying.
Yeah.
Your point was muscle memory and things like that. So, or even and fast forward to this where you say, hey, I've been here before. I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
How do you not have that same energy towards the dating apps and meeting people off these dating apps? Because I see it as a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. It's just like you go on a date with a person, it works out or doesn't. You go on a date, like eventually it's going to work out. It's kind of like hitting a slot machine. It's kind of like eventually you're going to get something, even if it's like $10.
But time is numbers.
But those are numbers. You can play with, you can go on 20 dates in a few months, but you only get so many years in your life. Those are numbers that you have more time for.
Fair enough. But you said it's like a slot machine. You keep pulling the slot thing down. Yeah. Eventually,
you can't do that with a 5-year. You can't do that with 3-year relationships. Eventually you die.
But what I'm saying is, if it's a numbers game on this way, why wouldn't it be a numbers game with tolerance of goofy shit? And I'm not advocating for it, but I'm just saying, like, all right. So
I just answered the question. It's because I don't. It's because if I'm looking at life like a game, and this all ties into like the game-like nature of life in the Matrix. If I'm looking at life like a game, and I'm like, okay, if I mess around with the numbers here, and I mess around with the numbers here, this will get me to my result quicker than this, because if I do this, I might waste another 3, 5, 10 years. Who knows how long like it could take you to get out of a relationship in some cases. Or I can just whip it, find someone, and then if it works, it works.
If it works, it works. But see, you could still waste 10 years thinking that you're finding someone.
What do you mean?
I'm saying if you're in a relationship and you're putting up with shit that you don't want to put up with, right? I'm saying if the numbers
if we're going down that road, life is uncertain no matter what.
But listen to what I'm saying, right? Somebody could fuck up 10 times, and then on the 11th time, they really understand why it's a problem, and that could never be a problem again. And then the time that you think you wasted in dealing with those fuck ups are worth if you waste 5 years dealing with fuck ups, it could be worth the lifetime.
But I think
of that, right? I'm saying, and it's all uncertainty.
But I think what you get is what you see. What you see is what you get. So if I'm already, I think so. So if I'm already contemplating dating this person and the idea of dating them is already making me so anxious, like because you have to understand, like I was cheated on pretty brutally as a teenager, and when something happens like that as a teenager, it fucks
brutally. What does that mean? Like, I know what brutally means, but how do you say cheated on brutally?
Because he did it in a very harsh way. It wasn't like, oh man, I'm like, there was no apology. It was kind of just like it happened suddenly, and he had no remorse whatsoever, and he said all these like really horrible things to me when he said it. I found out about it, and rather than him being like, oh my God, I'm sorry, it was just kind of like, yeah, I did it, and you're a worthless piece of shit. It was just like really. So for something like that to happen to me at age 16, that gave me like a phobia of being cheated on. So if I'm already dating a guy, and within the first week, or not dating a guy, if I'm already contemplating dating a guy, and even just thinking about it is already making me want to kill myself, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying about and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's what's kind of confusing me about why you would even consider it. That's the only thing that's confusing me. If it's like, you know what you want and you know what you would put up with, why would you even give the chance to if you knew that the chance was never gonna, like, if you knew this motherfucker was never gonna change? Yeah. Why even give the chance? I didn't know, if you're going to give the chance. I didn't know it
until I thought about it for a few weeks. Or like I didn't trust my intuition. Like maybe my intuition told me this ain't going to work, but maybe I just didn't trust my intuition at first. Maybe I just needed a few weeks to be like, are you sure about this? You know? And I don't see the problem. You know what I mean?
So, but you don't see
I didn't give it a chance in the sense that we like actually tried it. I just didn't say anything yet. I just said, let me think about it.
Okay, fair enough. Then that's different. Yeah. But I feel like I think about things like I think about relationships in the other way. Like, I feel like people are optimists, but also pessimists when it comes to taking that chance with somebody. I do feel like if I meet somebody today and we get to know each other for I don't give a fuck how long, and of course there's going to be bumps and bruises, there's going to be shit. People are always changing, so you're always learning somebody. But if I play the numbers game too, but I'm talking about in like a real way. Like, my daughter's mom, I met her 2016. We didn't get serious till 2018. My ex before her was, I forgot what year I actually met her, but me and her didn't get serious until like a year and a half after we met. My ex before her was like the same thing. Like, I take the time to vet somebody. Now I get it. My eggs ain't fucking rotten and all that other shit, right? But I'm looking at it like, and we're just going off the average of what I just said, right? These 2 years I spend getting to know somebody in a real way, because I don't feel like anything less than, I would say, a year. But even then, motherfuckers change 10 years down the line to be totally different. But I'm saying just in the beginning, anything less than that is like, I don't even know you. Like I know you.
No, but I don't agree at all. I think people show you who they are really damn fast.
But then how can we both sit here and agree that people can be putting up a facade for
if you met me
X amount of years?
If you met me 2 or 3 times, if you met me, okay, you can do it from that way, but you can't do it the other way.
What do you mean?
Meaning someone could be artificially pleasant, but if you come in showing all your baggage, that baggage probably ain't going. Like if you met me 3 times and each time I was a miserable bitch, would you actually think that I could really not be a miserable, maybe the first time, okay, she's in a bad mood today, but after like the 3rd time meeting me, you're going to be like, that's just her nature. She's just a miserable person. I don't
know. I don't think that, because I do feel like, and not to harp on the hypothetical, because that's what that was. Yeah. But I'm the type of person I see around that shit. Like, if somebody's miserable, there's a reason. So now I'm not even. But let's say you hated it. You hated that. You didn't like my energy. Would you? Then it wouldn't be. Would you actually say like, but I see it out. I want to see you. Like, it would be okay to in that moment just say like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I don't think. Yeah, but I wouldn't. It's not that I've never seen it out with somebody, and it's not that I've never seen it out with somebody. Like, I've done that with other people before. Like, I've seen out what could they become. But you know what I learned every single time? Every single time I learned, hey, remember that thing that I said, I don't think this is going to work. That's the thing that destroyed the relationship every single time. So like now, like I said, that I'm older, I don't doubt my intuition anymore. Or at least not for more than a few weeks of thinking about it. I might do that. I might be like, hey, my intuition's telling me this. Let me think this out and say, am I being too harsh? And most of the time I'm like, no, I've learned from life experience. If somebody I go on a couple dates with is miserable and pessimistic and negative, I'm not going to wait it out and see them. That's probably mostly what I'm going to get from them. I think, all right, well, that's if that's the example that you're saying, like you said, when you say if you met somebody 3 times, I'm thinking a different term. But if you're talking in the dating sense, that whatever that miserable shit is, like whatever is that shit would be addressed. Like, not in a way where it's like, bitch, you got to stop being miserable. I have a way of, all right, I see you. What's the issue? There's something going on, and that would be the mission now. Why is this motherfucker? Why is she like that? Because miserable to me is not what you. It is what you. It's not what you describe, but it's not what I would say in this situation. It's just just being a bitch, and not a miserable bitch. Because miserable to me is like a life, like something's happening to where you're just in a bad mood all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
But if we go out on dates and your personality is bitchy, then I'm gonna be like, all right, why'd you just say that? Like, whatever it is why'd you do that? And that would be the way to either alleviate that or figure that shit out even more. But that's under that umbrella of what I said, where I'm like, that's part of getting to know somebody, because I do feel like there are times where you're going to be with a miserable partner. Like, I feel like that shit is going to happen. There's going to be a time, something's going to happen in life where a motherfucker is not always going to be upbeat. Life is going to fuck somebody up.
Like, you're going to be dating somebody that even if it was like a honeymoon period in the beginning, they're going to go through a depression or they're going to go through a dark time. But if you meet them on the jump, on the jump like that, that's probably not a dark time. That's probably just their personality.
I would prefer
There's a difference. You know?
Listen, I've been asked, yo, why do we always have to have these conversations? Like, why? Like, these are the conversations that I have with motherfuckers. I'm like, I want to get to know. Right? Yeah. And it's always like, why can't we just talk about happy, bubbly shit? And I'm like, bitch, no, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying, fuck happy, bubbly, because that's going to be a natural thing anyway. We're going to be happy, but I need to know you on the negative side so I know what the fuck I'm either going to have to deal with if I make this commitment or what I'm not going to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I'd love for a motherfucker to lead in with negative shit. Because I'm like, all right, cool. Now let's talk about this. and let me get to know this side, because anybody could act like they're happy, or anybody could be happy when good shit is happening. But when the real shit hits, I need to know your level of however you react when the real shit hits. So that way I'm not caught off guard 5, 6, 7 years down the line because we let in on some honeymoon shit. I understand. Listen, we can get that shit out the way. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
We can get the easy shit out the way. Hey, look, we together. I like you, you like me. Sex is great. We happy. We laugh. We joke. We watch good shows on TV. We go out. All that shit is cool. But when we ain't able to go out as much, or when something happens to where I look at you a little different, or you look at me a little different, now we have to figure that shit out years down the line, where if we can't figure it out, we did just waste those. I don't believe in people wasting the past, but like I tell, like I said, these are the conversations I have.
Yeah.
This is how I lead in. I don't lead in with, a lot of people put their best foot forward and all the other shit. I don't fucking do that. I mean, I feel like I put my best foot forward in everything, but I'm saying as far as doing extra shit to impress somebody or something like that, I don't do that, because I know, or it might come a time where that fucking mask got to come off.
So I agree with you. I actually wholeheartedly agree with everything you're saying, but that's in my situation where you're like, well, then why didn't you see it out in time with the black guy? Because I already know myself well enough to know that some challenges I can't overcome, and trust issues are not one of them. I've done that before. If I have a serious trust issue with a guy, I'm not even saying they can't. I can't. I can't overcome that. If I feel like I can't trust a guy, and that's what I meant by things that got to be aligned in the beginning. Not everything has to be aligned. It's not that they can't do anything that annoys me, but I got to know I can trust them. And I got to know that from the beginning. And if anything makes me doubt that, I already know it's set up for failure. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to find out if I could trust a person. The trust has to be there from the beginning.
See, that's where
if something happens down the line where, they get a little flirty with somebody, my mind's not going to spiral there, because I'm like, wait, like I know this person, if we built trust from the beginning, I might be able to overcome something like that. But if from the very beginning, I'm already worrying about if they're going to be faithful to me, I don't want to see where this problem goes. If I meet somebody who goes through depressions, I might want to see where that problem goes, because that's something that I don't think will break me. But I know myself and my strengths and
you would rather deal with a depressed man than
a cheating man? Yeah, for sure. Not a chronically depressed man, but like a man who goes through a depression. Absolutely.
Wow. But that's where I think that's just where we did, like, where I say I'm optimistic and pessimistic at the same. Like, I don't come in trusting shit. I come in to trust you to be a human being.
Yeah.
I come in knowing that in this first date or first couple hours we talk or whatever, we could talk about a lot, but you haven't told me everything. That's what I trust. I just trust reality. I trust, hey, this is what it is right now. So I don't expect, like, if me and you met and we're trying to pursue something, I don't expect you not to fuck no other guy. I actually do expect you to fuck another guy, because then if you fuck another guy, I'm like, all right, well, I felt like that was coming. And it's not going to deter me from still getting to know you or anything like that, but it will change the dynamic of what you might expect from me. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's really where we're just naturally different in that. Like, I can't trust a new person, and I'll say a new person, even in the context of, I've been in situations where I might have met a girl 2 years prior, and we've been cool for 2 years. We see each other out. That's the homie and everything like that. And then maybe 2 years after we meet, we try to figure out, oh shit, well, we feeling each other. Let's see. Now you're a new person because that relationship we had before is not the same. This is some new shit. So
I would have already known if I could trust them or not within those 2 years. Like it wouldn't even be like, oh, they're new, let me figure it out. I think by then I would have been like, oh, I know their character enough to know if they're a trustworthy person in my eyes.
Yeah, fair enough. But I look at it as we could both agree that intimacy is a different level than platonic, right?
Yeah.
I can't expect, like, if I can't trust you as a friend, depending on whatever reason it is, not even that. If I can't trust you as a friend, that is something that I'll go into the new aspect of an intimacy being optimistic with. I'm going to trust the fact, or I'm going to hope that that's just how you treat your friends and your relationships. You're a better person. That's because I do feel like there are levels to a person's carelessness in whatever relationships they're in, right? Because it's like when people, I mean, fuck it, I'm not the monogamy it exists to me, but it ain't. I don't give a fuck about it. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, I don't care. But in those times where motherfuckers look at you like a player, if people look at me like a player and a womanizer and all this other shit, right? Or if I'm arguing with a chick and we really having it out and somebody goes, would you talk to your mama like that? And I'm like, no, this bitch ain't my mom. Like, people say, would you like somebody to treat your mama like that? Probably not. But my mom is my mom. You want somebody to treat your daughters like that? Hell no. But my daughters will know that, hey, if you act this way, I'm not saying it's right, but this is how men operate. If you act this way, you might get treated this way. If you act this way, you might get treated that way. Nothing's absolute, but I'm telling you, as somebody who used to be a teenager and all that shit, hey, if you want this type of dude and this type of relationship and shit like that, here's the way for you to act. But hey, if you want to figure it out, figure it out. But I'm saying, like, in those situations, me and you are friends. Never been more, never been less. I don't even think we hugged when I came in this motherfucker, right? Now, the way I treat you, I feel like it's not fair for you to equate that to the way I might treat a significant other because you're just a friend.
But so what you said before about, they might be different in this behavior versus when I see somebody, unless they're a psychopath, unless, like I said, there are those people exist that, like, they put a good face in front of town, but they're like a serial killer behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Those people are out there. But
you see the Monster series?
Yeah. But for most average people, I feel like they're able to, you can learn clues about how they treat other people. Like, you can observe how they behave. You can know if they're a reliable person based on how they treat themselves. Are they reliable towards themselves? Are they kind to other people? I think those things are all signs of how they're going to treat you in a relationship too. You know?
But see, that's my only pushback, because I've seen what you're saying is true, but I also think that two things could be true. Because I've seen relationships where the two that are together treat each other like gold. And not to say they treat everybody else like shit, but it's just, hey man, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck about how you feel right now. Yeah. Hey bitch, you the homie, but I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. Now, if my girl come in here and she start talking, all right, cool. We doing a podcast right now. If I had a girlfriend or a wife or some shit like that, and she busts in this motherfucker and starts saying something, I'll be like, damn, I'm sorry, we got to pause your podcast. What you say? Oh, all right, cool. Now
you're right. I have seen that.
So I just think that two things can be true. That's why I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong in analyzing that and saying, all right, cool, I don't think I'm gonna take that chance. I just feel like it's not a definite.
Yeah.
If they aren't reliable to their friends, like if they, you know what I'm saying? There's been friends that have wanted rides home from me and shit like that. No, man, you ain't getting no fucking ride home. But if I got a girl and she need a ride, where are you at?
But that's different. That could be a case of like, I can't.
But I'm saying that's reliability.
Yeah,
I'm saying like I mean, I know that's reliable, but it's just the first thing that came to my head. Yeah. But it's like, even with characteristics, you know, lying and things like that. If you lie to me as my friend, I'm not automatically going to assume that you lie as my girl, because I just feel like I believe in just seeing if that shit crosses over. Mm-hmm. Now, if it crosses over, sure, I could say, man, this bitch has been lying to me since we was friends. But I'm actually the person who would champion that. Like, treat everybody else like shit, but we be solid. That's
I wouldn't like that. I
mean, not like shit. That's extreme, but I'm saying the energy between us should be on a higher frequency anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna base how you would act towards me about by how you act towards other people, because our shit is supposed to be different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to believe that we're on a different level, I'm going to assume that we're on a different level. Now, if you show me that you just treat me like everybody else, then all right, fuck it. That it is what it is. Yeah. But I'm not going to assume that that's how it is. And if I do assume that's how it is, then we have that talk before we take it to another level.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel what you're saying, and I'm not blaming you, because I mean, what you're saying is real. You know what I'm saying? When women get a certain age and things like that, I've been I've been a victim of hearing, you know, I ain't got all the time in the world, and bitch, that is between you and God. I didn't make that your thing. Like, yeah. I can't speed up my process, or I can't.
Also, when women say, I don't have a lot of time, it's not always about having kids. Sometimes it's just about looking good.
But even with those, right? There's going to be a time, if you really trying to be my bitch and we say this thing is forever, there's a time where you're not going to look good anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not, those type of things are unimportant. Not the eggs are important and all that other shit, but I would feel bogus if I deterred from me really getting to know you just because of how you think things might go naturally, because there are anomalies out there. I mean, my mom was born when my nana was 40. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm not saying that's always going to be the case. I'm just saying it's possible that you might have more time than you're giving yourself, even with the looks. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, I don't know how on the scale of importance you put that, but I'm saying when it comes to this time shit, if we're gonna give time if we're gonna submit to not knowing the future, then we have to know that you can't put a stamp on none of this shit.
But I also don't think it's a huge risk to turn someone down either. Like what's the risk in saying? Like, it's not like that's the only good person. Like, let's say that could have been a good person for you. It's not the only possible good person for you. So if you weigh your options out and you're like, hey, I don't think I'm going to trust this person, I might be missing out on something, but that doesn't mean there won't be someone else that's a good fit for you.
Fair enough.
You know? So it's like,
but I also feel like that doesn't mean,
you know,
that it is. I'm saying,
but nothing's certain.
That's what I mean.
So I think anything in life is a gamble, and that's just like, so whether I went with him or whether I didn't, we can argue this conversation either way. Like, we can say like, oh, but how could you be so certain? So like, I can only use my own inner compass, like my own inner guidance, and if my intuition is saying get the fuck out of here, I'm just gonna listen to that voice, and like, we can talk about all these hypotheticals, but what if you saw it out and he changed? I don't know. My inner
my last question
no,
about that would be: are you now? Is that 100% your intuition, or is that part of like
the friends?
Nah, not the. I'm saying is that that too, but is it 100% your intuition, or is it also I don't have all the time in the like? Is it that other shit? Like,
No,
is it 100%? Yo,
100.
I don't feel right about this shit, or is it I don't feel right and yada yada yada? Like, or do you not feel right because of those other things?
It's 100%. There not being enough time is just like an extra point, but it's 100, at least 99%. I know me not trusting that person is going to be a disaster. And I just know that. Like, done. Case closed. I just know it. I don't have any doubts about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We just we just gotta agree to disagree on these fucking
you and I don't we argue, but it's even though
I don't think we argue.
Everyone listening probably thinks that we hate each other, but I actually enjoy these disagreements because I think it's a relief to be able to openly disagree with somebody and it not turn into like we hate each other.
Yeah. I mean, but this is I'd like to debate anyway.
Yeah.
That's and realistically, I don't even think it was even any of those tones. I do just feel like all right, we did openly disagree.
Yeah.
But this is why I like, when it's like, all right, I would like to have these conversations because even if I'm getting to know somebody and we have conversations like this, how she reacts to the disagreement lets me know. That's another thing that's like, all right, this motherfucker might be a headache. This bitch just can't have a talk and not get her way. Like she has, you know what I mean? Like certain things are going off in my head to where it's like, okay, cool, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then that'll be another talk that I'll have, you know what I mean? But like this is my bag. You know what I mean? I don't think that anybody hearing this shit thinks I know you were being extreme, but I don't think anybody thinks we hate each other or even dislike each other or whatever. I do feel like these are the talks you have with the people that you do like or respect or, just are inquisitive or interested in how they think. Like you have these types of talks because who the fuck is talking to a goofy? Like who is talking to somebody who, we at least respect each other in the sense that we know we can have these conversations and they be long-winded and all that other shit. I'm not having this conversation with a bitch I don't think I can have this conversation with. Like, I don't even waste time with that shit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we've been podcasting for 2 hours already. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that's usually how it goes. And it's crazy that at least you caught it. No, I think they're usually about 2 hours.
I think there was one that lingered on for 3 hours and I had to split it up. But all right, so we're going to end the podcast there because it's getting later and I actually didn't eat dinner. So I have to, you got to pick up your daughters.
Yeah.
But so that's it. Episode number 157 of the Pranzata Podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please don't forget to hit subscribe, comment below. I took a hiatus and I'm back in it. So I would like to get the momentum going again on here. And that's it. Pranzata Podcast. Have a good night, guys. Bye.